Good girl. Okay, all done. All done. Hey y'all, and welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach, and the last video was all about death, about the grief and pain that kind of Jen and I had been going through, and that we're all going through. And then, just as God always works, the next video is about life. And it's about a surprise that we received over the weekend. Not really a surprise, we knew it was coming, but still a surprise anytime it happens. But we had a really, really good weekend. Your all's response on the previous video, I mean, just melted our hearts. Y'all are the best group of people that anybody could ever ask for. We would not trade our followers for anybody else's followers in the entire world. We love you all. Thank you so much. Your words were kind. We read them all, and we appreciate everything. So over the weekend, some of the things that we had got going were all productive, good things. One of those being something that we really need to work on, which the sun's bright, but I don't know if you can see her. Shelby over there, which I think you saw at the beginning of this video. We got her down. We were kind of lead training her. And something that we're doing is we're trying to give her like a bottle ourselves, like just a little bit of a bottle. That way she knows there's something from us. Like, we're going to give her good things. And so it's gonna be a work in progress. We're gonna probably grab her again a little bit later today when we have some time to really work with her, and just keep doing that for a couple weeks. That way that she is coming to us, she's not scared of us. And the whole goal of that is she's gonna be our future milker down the road. So it's in it for the long game, but it pays off now, because once they get up to about 400 or 500 pounds, you're not teaching them how to lead train very well. They're gonna take you down. So it's better to do it while they're babies. So that was success number one. Success number two was we up potted about 200 tomatoes or 100 tomatoes, something like that. A lot of tomatoes. We got them all up potted, which I will go show you all here in a minute. Right now we're up in the barnyard area, so we'll go down to the greenhouse. I kept wanting to say green stock. We'll go down to the greenhouse after I show you the big surprise that we received that provided new life on this farm when we needed it the most. Everybody have a nice breakfast? What's up, Big O? Hi, Benny. Y'all, he's getting so big and he is into everything. I gotta give him a bath today because he got into the eggs on the porch and he got egg yolks all over him. He is a toddler and a wild man. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Delilah. You're gonna give us baby soon, you pretty little girl. So here is our new little life. Hi, Molly. Hi, pretty girl. So there is her one and only little perfectly white boy that is doing absolutely fantastic. Mama and baby are. So Molly, mother is Anna. Anna is a full-blooded Saanen, which are our favorite goats. It's where we kind of want to lean our bloodline to be. Doesn't have to be purebred, but we definitely want to make sure all of our Saanen's in there. So she was bred with mini Nubians. So she's a mini Nubian Saanen. So her little boy is an all-white mini Nubian Saanen, and that's really exciting. Love the all-white ones. They're very pretty. Saanens are normally all-white if they're full-blooded. And it's just great to see. I'm pretty happy she only had one. It was her first time birthing, and so just getting her used to that whole situation. But she's doing great. She had him sometime yesterday morning before we got out here to do chores. Came out, she had already passed him, dried him out and everything. He was looking good. Then she ate and he cried and she went back to her. So that was beautiful to see. And it's amazing just how things work with life. You see this one nursing real awkwardly in the back? That's gonna be our future Saanen buck right there. Yeah, Ethel, you're gonna have to bypass next year, but you got a pretty boy right there. So we kept him because he's gonna have a little bit of color with him, because it's a little bit easier to sell babies with spots on them. But he gives us our bloodline, so we like him. However, with this happening, I might have to talk to Jim because he sure is cute being an all white one, aren't you? A little baby, a little big baby. Molly, you're doing fine. You got all kinds of feed. Hey. Oh, hi. One funny thing about Saanens though, they're loud. They're the louder of the groups. They scream a lot more than most goats do. So they act like they got something going on, and really they just want to be out with the rest of the group. But being first time mama, and especially since all these babies are pretty good size, we want to give that one a little bit of time to girth up before letting it out to general population. And so like I said, she marks our last goat to give birth, and as you can tell, she got a waddle to her. She's pretty large. I think there's more than one in her. But you know, it's funny. It's funny how, you know, God works, and the plans that happen and the time frames that things happen. You know, it's not out of coincidence. We were at a pretty low on Friday, and then literally Saturday morning we get a baby goat and get us sparked back into life with enjoyment and happiness. And it's pretty awesome on how things work out like that. So I was able to get us out of our funk pretty quickly and really have a good weekend, knowing that even when there's death, there's beautiful, beautiful life. And that is by far our favorite part of this farm, is when new life comes. Yeah, it's nerve-wracking at first, making sure that they're feeding, making sure that they're eating, nobody's getting sick from the birth, and everybody's healthy. But you know, I'll say 99% of the time, everything's gonna be fine. You just have that 1% where something comes up and you have to intervene, and hopefully it all works out for the best. But you know, it's just, I think what I'm learning is it's so important to have those days and so important to talk about it, because like I said, your all's words were very helpful. And even though Jen and I console each other, sometimes it's nice to have a little bit more than that. I don't know, it's just it's a wild thing of life, life and death, and I'm just happy to be out here living that ride. And I'm still breathing, Jen's still breathing, we're all still breathing, so there's a purpose for us to be here. And maybe part of that is just sharing our story to help out some of you all that are going through the same thing, because it was, you know, a lot of people were going through suffering, and it was a beautiful thing to see. So that's exciting, that the day is going to be better. I hope your day's going to be better. Let's go check out this greenhouse. Hey, little pretty little baby. He's so pretty. Got our eyes on you any day now. Oh, God. You gotta ignore the guineas. For whatever reason, they've been hanging down here a whole lot more than usual and making that noise. But here are all of our tomatoes that we upplanted. Up-potted, not up-planted. Gosh, Zach and these. So they're all nice and pretty, individual with a lot more room to grow. Now, we did these a little bit early because remember, I killed 300 plants, right? So I basically waited till the moment they got their first true leaves, and then we upplanted them. Now, here's one thing about tomatoes that I know a lot of people say, but it seems like a lot of people forget, that I wanted to tell you. Tomatoes, on their stems, they will grow roots all the way up. So for tomatoes specifically, you can bury them all the way up to their leaves. So if you have a long stout, like say this guy, you could bury it all the way up to here. You take off the little baby leaves down here, like so, put your soil in, and you would bury it all the way to there. So why would you want to do that? The reason that you want to do that is because that's going to give you a better, stronger tomato plant. So the more area it has to create roots and get strong, the stronger the plant's going to be, the stronger the stock's going to be, everything about it's going to be stronger. So you want to try to bury it down a little bit deeper, get as much as you can in there, but if you have any question, don't go too far, right? It's going to be fine no matter how you do it, but it's just an indicator of a little trick that you can do with tomatoes specifically. Not all plants are like that, like peppers. They're not going to grow roots out of their stem all the way up to their true leaves. It's going to be a ball in the bottom. So just tomatoes for that one. Everything else is looking good in the greenhouse. Today, I think I'm going to be up-potting all of our comfrey starts. So if you do come by our physical store, we will should have, maybe, comfrey starts that you can purchase, because a lot of people I know said they were having some issues with the seed starting, which we still do have available, but you can have the actual plant to get your stuff going. Once they're up, I'm telling y'all, it's hard to kill them. They are a strong plant once they get going. And then we've had a few good rains, so I wanted to come check out on the peas, and y'all, they're actually doing well. They're actually attaching. I don't want to count my chickens yet before they hatch, but this is looking better than any other year that we've had so far. We shall see. We'll keep an update on this one. And I did want to mention, a lot of people said, well, don't transplant them, direct sow them, that you'll have more success with peas that way. Well, that's actually how we had been doing it in previous years, was direct sowing, because we knew that that was the best technique or at least the best said technique for pea planting. That's why this year we decided to transplant. So right now, transplanting is by far whooping direct sowing, but time will tell. Time will tell. It's that whole verdict of what I've been telling y'all. What might be by the book or work for the most might not work for you. So if it doesn't, just try the opposite, right? And see if maybe in your area that works better. So if it's recommended direct sow and it's not working for you direct sow, transplant them. What's worse gonna happen? They're gonna die again? That'd be all right. Just keep trying. I'm absolutely loving how lush and green everything is. I mowed and Jed weed eated like literally, I think 4 days ago, and it already looks like we didn't even touch it. It's crazy. But it's another reason why we moved to this area is because the rainfall is quantities throughout a year are high. And when you're in the Smoky Mountain area, you're gonna get a lot of rain, but it's usually a really good thing because you're gonna get a lot of greenery quicker. Your plants are gonna be healthier because they're getting that nice rainwater. And it's just something to think about if you are ever moving into an area. You want to make sure if you're an avid gardener or having livestock, you want a place that gets a good amount of rain. That way, and not just all in one time, right? Not like a tsunami in the spring and then it's dry the rest of the year. You want to make sure that you're going to a place with as best of a chance for good, consistent rain as possible. And that's why we're here, because we get a good, consistent rain most throughout the year. Rusty. Hi, Rusty. Hi, Rusty. So today is about life. Shelby, our baby calf, her beautiful life that has a long way down the road. Our beautiful new baby goat that we're really excited to have, that hit us right at the perfect time. Baby plants that are just starting their fresh life. Fresh greenery everywhere that is just starting its fresh life for the spring. And so as we're coming out of a season of dark and gloom and death, because everything dies in the winter, right? It has reminded me of the new life of spring and how everything's fresh and everything's new, including us, right? It is a new year, it is a new season. If there has been something that we've been driving down a road that maybe isn't exactly the path that we want to take, we can change too. We can change our minds. We can have a different outlook on life. We can shut that off and start doing new routines and doing new things that are good for us and our family, that put us in better spirits, make us happy, and be able to move forward. Y'all, that is all I have for you today. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic week. If it doesn't go great, try to look and be happy, choose to be happy, and let's move forward. And remember, if you have down days like we do, talk to somebody about it. We love y'all. Until the next one. Bye.